on YouTube. No one can see it. Good. That's it. Perfect. That's awesome. So that's all. So just as a habit, let's keep doing that. For anything mortgage related, at least. Hello.
I'm here.
Oh, sorry. Yes. So yeah, that's a great habit. Then I'm glad you learned that. That's a great habit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know what it's called because Wendy uses Mac and I use the PC, but I do know that there's been some pretty nasty screenshots
Wait,
of me.
you are a graphic artist. You're a graphic artist, Nancy, who doesn't use a Mac. That's like sacrilege. That's like breaking a law. You have to use a Mac, honey. You have to use a Mac. You're a graphic artist.
Okay.
You know how great. I mean, the tools available to you would be so much wider. You know that for a Mac. I mean, all the Adobe stuff. I mean, there's so much great software. Next computer, make a Mac.
Right.
Or use your daughter's temporarily and just try it out for a spin, because I'm telling you, you would be able to design a lot better and easier without a PC. Just my 2 cents.
Absolutely.
So anything new with the foreclosure? Any stories? Anything new with what's anything going on with the foreclosure issues?
I went to the credit counseling place, and this is one thing that does bother me. That at the end of the week, I do not get a paycheck. I get like a small support payment from the asshole, but I'm not employed and don't get a paycheck. And yet I speak to all these people all the way down the line: credit counseling, Pennsylvania, emergency housing, and someone has dropped the ball. So I went face to face. I thought, this phone call stuff is bullshit. I want to look at your face and I want to tell you that you have dropped the ball. So pick it up and get going. And okay, we'll call you supposedly today. So far, no calls. So it's just fascinating to me that these people have jobs that at the end of the week or bi-weekly, they receive a check, and yet they cannot do their jobs. Guess what? I could do that job. I could do that job where you don't do anything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly.
It's just bullshit.
Well, Nancy, I have a question. What are we doing? In other words, okay, Act 91, there is no money available in Act 91. And remember, if there was money, we don't want it. Why? Because the last thing we want to do is modify or pay into this mortgage, because we are presuming at this day and date that it's not valid. Even though you and I have to still have that magic meeting where, and it's probably going to happen now a week from next Tuesday, where I want to look at your docs, I want to look at everything with you, and I want to try to quickly confirm that it's a bad mortgage for numbers of reasons. But the point is simply that you're going to credit counseling, it sounds like, as part of your Act 91 process to defer. By doing that, this is how it used to work. Get Act 91, go to credit counseling, it delays foreclosure, and then you get a decision about help from the Pennsylvania Agency for whatever housing bullshit, okay? Now, it sounds like there's a vestigial program left for the credit counseling part, because you're going to it. But what I don't understand, here's the question. Why are you going to credit counseling? Is it the only thing that is making Bank of America not file against you for foreclosure? Or what are they going to do for you? Because there's no money.
So Clarity was at 91, and then within that, they demanded that I choose a credit counseling center, and go there, which I did, and spent 3 hours with a young man that was very empathetic. Right. He used to be a commodities trader on Wall Street, and went to this, and I thought, good for you that you made that kind of switch.
First of all,
You know?
that is true. That's actually very cool. And in fact, that might be a guy to keep in mind to interview. Maybe I like that. Let's keep him in mind. But Nancy, when he helped you, did you apply for money through him?
Nothing. No.
No aid, just credit counseling in general.
Yes, free.
And you know what's funny about it is like you don't need credit counseling. Your problem is you don't have money. You don't have an income right now. It's like not really a credit. It's like your problem isn't handling credit. Your problem is my problem. I don't make enough money. You know, it's like if the mortgage was legit, if your mortgage was legit, if mine was legit, I'd want to pay it, but I would be unable right now because of an income issue. It's got nothing to do with credit management. It's kind of funny, is all I'm saying. Because
Sure. It's absolutely funny. At the end of 3 hours, and again, he could not have been more empathetic to my situation. He said, all right, having looked over all your details, I have to tell you that you're operating at a deficit. And I had to laugh. I said, you're not telling me anything that is new.
Right.
I already knew that.
Exactly.
You know? But I followed all of his instructions, and he said, this will at least buy you a year. And, you know, and then it will be submitted to this, and that takes this much time, and then you get put on the docket,
All right.
and then that takes this much time.
Did you explain anything to him about how it's a bullshit mortgage? Like, did you get into that with him or not?
Oh, I went through the whole deal, sure.
Did he agree? Did he understand?
You know, if I buy a house in 1995 that cost $130,000,
But-
and I've made religious payments
Right.
every month since 2013, how in the world would I owe more than any
Do me a favor.
property
Let's do
in
this right now. Let's do this right now because this is the only thing that, and when I say annoy, meaning in a positive way. All right, get out a pen and pencil right now if you have one near you. Okay?
Give me a second. I
Thanks,
have to
sir.
get back to the desk.
Thanks. Because I just want to do something because it'll just be a little, it's a good experiment.
I'll tell you, see, going to school has at least, I mean, it's done many things for me, but...
Good. I'm really happy about that. I am really happy about that.
It's reminded me that no matter what Bank of America tries to make me believe, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid.
Nancy, you're the opposite of stupid. You are a brilliant woman who has, I think, an emotional exposure because you got a heart of gold. Period.
Well, thank you for that.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's what I think. You know, I think your greatest strength is one of your greatest weaknesses, which is you're sensitive and it's got nothing to do with intelligence, at all. My father, just get this clear. My father went to Wharton. My father bought an NFL team, okay, without any money. My father's a genius. And he still does not, believe the Federal Reserve is a private institution. Whether or not it's nefarious or not is another issue. He doesn't even believe it's a private banking corporation, which it is. And he doesn't, and initially when they went into foreclosure, he didn't want me to defend it because he said, I owe the money. And I said, well, Dad, that's the whole freaking point. I'm not trying to run a con here. You don't owe the money, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you. And on the surface, it sounds absurd. I borrowed money to buy a house. How can you say I don't owe this money back, even morally? You know what I'm saying? And that's where it gets fascinating.
Beyond absurd. I am not that stupid to think that I'm repeating myself. 15 years ago, we paid this much.
Well, it's not even that though, but that's second step, Nancy.
It doesn't add up.
That's what I call part two. Okay, let me explain. Part one of why your mortgage is bullshit is a generic list of reasons that you and I both have in common, okay? It has to do with things called standing. Who owns the promissory note, the holder in due course. It has to do with injury. It has to do with lots of things, okay? Now, those are generic things that invalidate it, okay? Those are step one things. Step two things are things unique to your case. They're unique to my parents. They're unique to me. They're all different. In your case, the biggest one is what you just repeated. The fact that you have this preponderance of payments and it doesn't add up mathematically, right? Now, that's your thing. I have a set of things that's different. My parents have a set of, like, theirs is securitized. So that's a whole nother issue. So I want to explain it. The reason why your mortgage sucks or is not right is not because of the accounting mistakes or intentional or errors, whatever. That's the ice cream. That's the a la mode on the pie. The pie, okay? I'm telling you, the pie, Nancy, they could have done every penny correctly. Every penny could have been correctly computed in your case. And there is still a number of legal reasons why it is not a valid mortgage. And that's why I have to see you, because we have to go through a number of documents to show what they are, whether it's from failure to, fraudulent conveyance, so whether it's, securitization, whether it's MERS, whether it's, RESPA, TILA, there's so many things that it can be, and I'll probably find multiple reasons it is. But then it's only after that point where all these mortgages and notes have these fatal defects, as it's called legally, where you get into the minutia of your case. And in your case, it's a great one. It's one of the best I've seen in terms of the craziness. Now, here's the exercise we're going to do. You got the pen and pencil?
I do.
Okay, now we're going to write down the following. In what year did you get the mortgage?
1995.
Okay, so write down 1995. And then to 2005, and then write down, well, I guess that's 18 years till this year right now. Let's say 17, 18 years, right? If my math is right?
Correct.
Okay, so then take that number times 12, and that should be like, I don't know, 300 something,
Okay.
whatever that is. Get a rough, whatever number that is. And remember, this is all rough. So whatever that number is, okay, now we got that number, okay? So now, approximately or exactly, what did you pay every month,